As we have seen throughout history, there are many women out there who put their dark, selfish desires over the lives of their own children, destroying any real chance they have of calling themselves mothers. Hello everyone, my name is Anya, and in this video we're going to take a look at what happened on this day, on this night, in the year 1983. The horrific crimes of Diane Downs. On the night of the 19th of May 1983, Diane Downs drove her three children, Christy, Cheryl and Danny, to the Mackenzie Willamette Hospital in Springfield, Oregon. When she got there, she pleaded for help, claiming that somebody had shot her and her three children. Doctors and nurses were greeted with a gruesome sight. The children were lying unconscious in the car and blood was spattered all over the windows. By the time they were seen to by doctors, 3-year-old Danny had become permanently paralysed as a result of his injuries. 8-year-old Christy had suffered a debilitating stroke that rendered her unable to speak, and 7-year-old Cheryl was dead. Diane Downs had also been shot, though not seriously, in her arm. In her statement to police, Diane Downs claimed that she had been driving her children home from her friend's house when a stranger flagged her down and demanded her car. When she refused, he attacked and shot her and her children before she managed to escape and drove her children to the hospital. But investigators became very suspicious of Diane's story from the beginning. It didn't make sense for a woman travelling with 3 young children to stop for a complete stranger in the middle of the night. Investigators dug deeper into Diane Downs' past, and what they found was quite unsettling to say the least. Diane Downs led a very promiscuous lifestyle. Her marriage had actually broken down as a result of her many affairs. In the months before the crime took place, Diane Downs had been carrying on an affair with a married former co-worker named Robert Knickerbocker in Arizona. She had hoped to get him to leave his wife and move down to Oregon to be with her and her children. But he refused to do so and ultimately called off their affair. Safe to say, Diane didn't take this news well. She hounded her former lover, demanding that they restart their affair. Diane Downs was also known not to be a very good mother. She neglected her children in favour of her many lovers. Doctors and nurses noticed that when she went to visit her surviving daughter Christy, Christy showed signs of being very, very scared of her own mother. In her statement to police, Diane Downs also made the claim that she had drove into the hospital like there was no tomorrow. She had to get her children to the hospital. But witnesses from that night came forward and said that Diane had actually been driving at a snail's pace, probably going at less than 5 miles an hour at the very most. 9 months after the crime took place, Diane Downs was arrested. She was charged with the murder of 7-year-old Cheryl and the attempted murders of 8-year-old Christy and 3-year-old Danny. During her trial, prosecutors stated that Diane was the one who shot her children. She had shot her children as she felt that they were getting in the way of her restarting her affair with her former lover. They also stated that Diane shot herself in the arm in hopes of driving suspicion away from her. Arguably, the most strongest piece of evidence against Diane Downs came in the form of the testimony of her surviving daughter, Christy. Christy was able to regain her speech, and once she was able to speak, she testified in court that it was her mother who was the killer. For a girl as young as Christy at the time to stand in court and testify against her own mother was extremely courageous. Diane Downs was found guilty on all charges. She was sentenced to life imprisonment with no possibility of parole for 50 years. In the months before her arrest, Diane Downs actually fell pregnant again with a baby girl. That baby girl was seized by the state and ultimately adopted. Since her conviction, Diane Downs has been denied parole 3 times. Her next parole hearing is scheduled for 2025, but it remains to be seen if she will ever be released from prison. As for her surviving children, Christy and Danny, they were given a new start in life. The lead prosecutor, Fred Hughey, and his wife Joanne adopted them in 1986. And while they continue to suffer the physical scars from that night, they have led new quiet lives away from the public eye. Diane Downs has always maintained her innocence and has shown no remorse for her crimes. In her eyes, her affair with her married lover was far more important than the lives of her own children. But thankfully, Her surviving children were given a fresh start in life, and they have been able to get away from a woman who honestly had no right to even call herself a mother to begin with. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. My name is Anya, and we just looked at what happened on this day.